texture to the Backrooms that horror has been chasing for a long time. Not the texture of monsters or ghosts or dread with a face on it, the texture of a place that shouldn't exist. An office floor that extends, without logic, without end, into something your brain simply refuses to hold. Kane Parsons was 19 when he started building these spaces on YouTube, using free software, no crew, no budget, just a meticulous instinct for what makes institutional space feel wrong. 4 years and nearly 200 million views later, he directed A24's Backrooms and became the youngest filmmaker with a #1 film at the US box office. The scale changed, the instinct didn't. What Parsons understands, and what the film never stops reminding you, is that liminal space horror doesn't work through threat. It works through wrongness. The room is too wide. The ceiling is too low. The carpet is a color that has no name. Nobody put you here. Nobody is coming. Reality, quietly, has stopped functioning.
Oh my God. Pull me up, pull me up, pull me up! What do you see?
That quality, space as force, architecture as the thing that undoes you, is the first dimension worth pulling apart. Because Backrooms didn't invent this feeling. It just found its purest contemporary form. And there's a game that engineers it from exactly the same blueprint.
And that's all I can remember of that dream.
The Federal Bureau of Control occupies a building in New York that is, from the outside, a mid-century government office block. From the inside, it has no ceiling you can see, no floor plan that holds, and rooms that shouldn't fit inside a city block. Remedy Entertainment called it the oldest house. They engineered every corridor 3 meters too tall and every room 3 meters too wide. Not wrong enough to name, just wrong enough to feel. Control gives you a weapon, telekinetic powers, and an urgent plot. But underneath all of that, it is primarily a game about navigating institutional space that has been infected by something it can't contain. The hiss doesn't haunt the building is the hiss. You go through it room by room because there is nowhere else to go. The Backrooms and the oldest house share the same essential horror. The architecture itself is the enemy, and the only way through is deeper in. The oldest house is knowable, eventually. You can map it, you can master it. What made the original YouTube series so disorienting is that it arrived in a form that felt like it had no author. A 9-minute found footage video posted at midnight. Horror that convinced you it wasn't trying to convince you of anything. That quality, the medium as the message, is what the second category is about. Alan Resnick posted "This House Has People in It" to Adult Swim's YouTube channel at 4 in the morning in March 2016. 11 minutes of surveillance footage from a family home, a birthday party happening outside, a teenage daughter slowly, inexplicably sinking through the kitchen floor. At the end of the video, a link. The link led to AB Surveillance Solutions, a fake company website. The website led to locked video files, encrypted documents, an entire secondary narrative waiting to be decoded. The horror wasn't just in the footage, it was in the act of investigation. This is exactly what Parsons understood when he posted his first Backrooms video in 2022. The found footage aesthetic isn't nostalgia, it's an argument that this footage exists outside fiction, that someone filmed it, that it happened. When the medium itself feels accidental, the horror stops being a story you're watching and starts being a place you've stumbled into. The found footage frame creates the dread of the accidental witness, but Backrooms sustains something alongside it, a horror that's almost administrative. The fluorescent lights are maintained, the carpets suggest a facilities team. Someone chose this shade of yellow. The async organization is a bureaucracy. It issues reports. It has employees. The horror of corporate space, clean, managed, completely indifferent to your existence, is its own category. And nothing does it better than a show currently 2 seasons in on Apple TV.
I am a person. You are not. I make the decisions. You do not.
Severance opens in a conference room. A woman wakes up on a table and doesn't know her own name. A voice comes through an intercom and tells her she has elected, of her own free will, to divide her consciousness, that the person she is inside this building has no access to the life she leads outside it. What follows is one of the most precise explorations of institutional space as existential threat in recent television. Lumen's severed floor was filmed at the former Bell Labs complex in New Jersey, a building designed by Eero Saarinen. The production team built every office too wide, every corridor slightly asymmetric, every interaction just formally correct enough to feel wrong. Backrooms and Severance share a specific horror. Spaces that were designed for human beings, but have quietly stopped being for them. Clean, navigable, fluorescent, and completely without exit. Lumen's employees document everything. Reports, wellness sessions, metricated data with no visible purpose. But in Backrooms, something different happens with recording. The camera doesn't surveil, it witnesses. And the more footage accumulates, the more it starts to feel like evidence of something that can't be explained, only archived. That relationship between documentation and dread is what the 4th category is built on.
I feel like something bad is going to happen to me. I feel like something bad has happened. It hasn't reached me yet, but it's on its way.
Lake Mungo begins with a family. A teenage girl, Alice Palmer, drowned in a dam near Ararat, Victoria in 2005. What follows is shot entirely as a mockumentary. Talking head interviews, home videos, phone footage, news segments. The Palmer family begins to experience strange phenomena. A figure appears in recorded footage. The film was shot over 5 weeks with deliberately unknown actors, cast for anonymity to make the documentary feel unmanufactured. Most of the interview dialogue was improvised from an outline. Director Joel Anderson made one film, then disappeared from the industry entirely. Lake Mungo still holds a 96% on Rotten Tomatoes. What it shares with Backrooms is a conviction that the most disturbing thing about recorded footage is not what it shows. It's what it implies about what was there when the camera wasn't. The footage in Lake Mungo reveals something that was always happening, something that didn't start when the family started looking. Backrooms, at its most unsettling, suggests the same. The space isn't hunting you. The space simply is. That distinction between a haunted place and one that operates by different physical laws is what the 5th category is about.
Ведь все в конечном счете имеет свой смысл. И смысл, и причину.
Andrei Tarkovsky shot Stalker 3 times. The first full print was destroyed, a processing error with new Kodak film stock in Soviet laboratories, and he had to begin almost entirely from scratch. Much of the film was shot near a chemical plant in Tallinn, Estonia. Tarkovsky, his wife, and lead actor Anatoly Solonitsyn all later died of the same rare form of lung cancer. The zone they were filming in may have been more than a metaphor. Stalker follows 3 men, a guide, a writer, a scientist, through a restricted wasteland where physical laws are unreliable, and the landscape actively resists linear movement. Straight paths become loops. Familiar rooms appear in impossible positions. A room at the zone's center is said to grant your deepest wish, which turns out to be the most terrifying thing about it. There is no monster in Stalker. There is no antagonist. There is only a space that has stopped obeying causality, and 3 men trying to cross it while talking about what it means to want anything at all. It is the philosophical architecture beneath Backrooms, the zone as first principle, the endless corridor as the natural endpoint of a universe that has quietly ceased to make sense. The Backrooms asks something most horror doesn't bother with. What does it mean to be lost in a space that was never lost to begin with? If that gets under your skin the way it clearly gets under Kane Parsons, you've got some ground to cover. Drop in the comments which of these already lives rent-free in your head. Like if any of them are already on your shelf. And if you're new here, this is exactly what we do.